Welcome into this week's edition of the Recruiting Roundup, powered by Rock and Refuel Varsity. Jason Jewell of Scout.com. I'm Jared Cohen. We bring the latest in Arizona high school football recruiting and do so year-round. This week, we're going to focus on commitments. So far, there have been a handful for the 2016 class, and we're going to jump into why these players committing to those schools is going to be a good marriage going forward. Let's start, Jason. Julian Carter, talked about him last week, commits to Boise State. How is this going to be a good move for him moving forward?
Yeah, you look what Boise State does. They do a very thorough job in recruiting, and they did their homework on Carter. You know, he's a guy who's 6'2", he's 175 pounds plus, so he's a big body type, and it makes a different matchup for those defensive backs. So when you look at a player like Carter, big kid, can use his body more as a shield to catch those balls. He's not your quick twitch little guy. He's a big kid, more of a long strider, but he has good hands, can go across the middle and make big plays.
Kyrie Woods headed to San Diego State.
Yeah, I like this kid, can play multiple spots, very versatile, can play corner, could be a safety. Yeah, in San Diego State, they run that weird 3-3-5 defense that Rocky Long likes to do, and I think Woods could play multiple spots in that defense.
The first local commit for Arizona State for the class of 2016 was Marshall Nathy, and they're very excited about what they got from the Centennial alignment.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Nathy for a long time. He's been starting on varsity for Centennial since he was a sophomore. Big kid, he's 6'3", weighs about 300 pounds. He's very strong. He's a 400-pound bench presser. But when you look at what Arizona State is getting, how can you go wrong with getting one of the top interior linemen that are in state right down the road? Nathy's all about the Sun Devils. He's going to do some recruiting for them, trying to get other local kids to come and be part of the program as well. So like I said, he's all in, and that's what makes Sun Devil fans excited.
The first quarterback to commit from this class was Corey Lyles over at Saguaro.
Yeah, and it didn't take him very long to commit to Wisconsin. We took an unofficial visit out there. His dad played out there, so he's familiar with the program. And it took about 2 days for him to turn around and commit to Wisconsin. When you look at him, he just put up huge numbers in that Saguaro offense, completed over 70% of his passes, and he has a cannon for an arm.
The other quarterback that's committed, this one within the Pac-12, Mason Moran to Oregon State.
Yeah, you look at Moran, he's bided his time, being the backup to Bryce Perkins last year. Now he's going to get his chance to be the zone, as the signal caller at Chandler High School. And Oregon State was the one school that came out and said that we want to recruit you as a quarterback, where everybody else, he had offers from Louisville and multiple other schools. They were wanting to recruit him as an athlete because he's been primarily a safety. But Oregon State said, no, we're going to let you play quarterback.
Justin Holt, U of A's first local commitment for the 2016 class.
Yeah, he's a legacy commit. His dad played there as well. Big kid, right down the road at South Point High School. You look at a guy that's about 6'1", 6'2", and a big kid at 300+ pounds, can play that nose guard spot for U of A in their three-man front very well.
And it's not very often at this time of year, Jason, that there are some FCS and Division I AA commitments, but that's what we have with 3 players in particular. 2 of them come from Chaparral High School.
Yeah, most of the kids, they're going to wait it out, and they want to get the FBS offers, and the 2 kids from Chaparral, Christian Skeptaris and Brendan Jameson, they had Division I offers, FBS offers. Skeptaris had Idaho and he had New Mexico and chose UC Davis, where Jameson had an Arizona State and an Air Force offer, and they chose UC Davis. They felt the education at that school was second to none, so they both stepped up and committed very early to the Big Sky program.
And the last one to get to, Jason, Jacob Brown, he committed out of Paradise Valley to South Dakota State.
Yeah, some familiarity with the program. His brother Jordan already plays there. He's going to be a redshirt freshman defensive back, so he's going to go against his brother. His brother's, obviously a very good wide receiver, that 19 touchdowns last year for PV. You look at Brown, very good player. I think he's very under-recruited right now, and a steal for the Jackrabbits. That's
it for the commitments. There'll be a lot more once we get into the 2015 season, so we'll have those as they come, but this is where we're at as we stand here in the middle of the summer. Jason Jewell of Scout.com. I'm Jared Cohen. This has been the Recruiting Roundup, powered by Rock and Refuel Varsity.